I want to tell you today about a sourcing success story. Now, I've been spending most of the day doing retail arbitrage, going from store to store, trying to ramp up my inventory. And one of the things that I like to do is to go to clearance sections to find items to sell. I know the prices are usually the best in clearance sections. I like to find stuff. Another reason to want to source clearance, it's the stuff that the stores are trying to get rid of. They maybe only have one or two of these certain items left. They want to get rid of them, open up some shelf space for some newer items. And a lot of times these are items that might not be able to be found in most other stores, so they're a little bit harder to find. Well, today I was out sourcing and went to a clearance section. And I was sourcing Walmart. So you're going to get a few Walmart sourcing tips today, especially when it comes to clearance sourcing. So I walked into Walmart. I saw a section where there's the yellow signs and yellow balloons and a big table in the middle of an aisle that had tons and tons of toys that were being clearanced out, trying to get some more shelf space, for all the new toys that are going to be coming in soon. So I walked up and I started scanning stuff, finding some good stuff, starting to put stuff in my cart, and I realized there was a Walmart employee sitting on the floor with a little scanner and a sticker machine and was pricing items, on the clearance section. So I just politely said, hey, how's it going? He's like, doing good. I said, so are you repricing items, lowering prices, or are you just making sure every item has a price? And he's like, oh no, we are lowering prices. And I said, that's cool. Any reason why? And he's like, we just need to get rid of this stuff. So, buy as much as you can. And I was like, I will definitely do that. I will buy as much as I can. And I didn't think anything of it. Just kind of kept sourcing, find some stuff here and there. And so about a few minutes later, maybe his... maybe a boss or supervisor or someone came up and saw that I already had a cart about halfway full of some clearance toys, and she was like, I want to make sure you buy some more toys. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good to me. And she's like, I'm lowering prices, and so if you see a price and you don't like it, you come see me. And I was like, this sounds good. So I started looking through some items, started looking at some Legos, some Monster High stuff, just some really popular, well-named brand toys. Found a big, huge Lego set that was on clearance for $50, but that wasn't good enough for me. I wouldn't have bought that to resell it for $50. And so I brought the box up to her, and there's about 4 or 5 of them. And she's like, yeah, let me see if I can do better than this. So she scanned them, and she's like, yeah, I can probably do close to 50% off. And she told me how this thing works. She's got the scanner and then a little sticker machine. And she's like, what I do is I scan the item and I give it a price suggestion, a clearance price suggestion. And it can't be exactly 50% off. That does some red flags within their system. But they can kind of put in somewhere around 50% off. And so she's like, okay, $50. So half of that is $25. How about $27 for these Lego boxes? And they're like the big, massive, huge Lego boxes. And I was like, yeah, $27, that will do. And so she punched it into her computer. It printed out $27 clearance sticker. She placed it over the $50 clearance price. It was already $50 on clearance anyway. This was probably an item that's probably $130 retail. And I was able to get it for $27 just because I struck up a conversation. I was nice. I asked some questions, and I did a few other things that helped out too and made the situation go even better. So I got all 4 of those Lego boxes. And she said, now this section over here, these 2 shelves, they've already been repriced. I can't reprice them. But if you find something anywhere else in the entire section, you can ask me and I'll see if I can make a better deal for you. So I started to realize something. The clearance stickers, they were these little yellow stickers. And in very tiny print on the bottom, it prints the date when the sticker was printed. And so I can go look and see, oh, this was printed today. So I'm not going to be able to get any more for this one, but this other item was printed last month. I can ask for an additional discount for this. Because she told me, come see me, let me know. And so anything that I found that was printed last month or before, I would come to her, and while I'm sourcing it, I'd be like, well, if I got another 50% off on this, that would be something that'd be worth buying. And so she would, punch it into she'd scan it, punch in her pricing suggestion on her computer. The computer would spit out a clearance price sticker for her. And I started to be able to save 50% off, about 50% off on almost all the items that I was looking at. She was able to approve an additional 50% off the already clearance. It could have been the department manager. It could have been, the main manager of the store. I'm not 100% sure, but I do think it was probably the department manager, because she had that power. In fact, one time, the employee that I met when I first showed up, who was sitting on the floor, the little dude scanning stuff, he was like, "Oh, I've already repriced that one. We can't go any lower than that." And the department manager, the lady Sally that I was talking to, she's like, "Oh no, if this guy wants to buy it, we can do better." And I was like, "This is awesome." Now, I know this is not a typical situation, but you're able to start getting more of these situations the more you source. If you're friendly, if you're kind, if you're helpful, if you help them, they will help you. A lot of them, they just want to get rid of the stuff, and they see you buying the stuff as helpful. Other times, one of the ladies, one of the things that the lady was scanning was this little action figure. So she scanned the action figure, and she's like, "Oh, we've got 5 of them somewhere in this section. I'm going to price them all to $5. And I just overheard her telling that to her employee. Well, I'm on the other side of the shelves, and I see them right in front of me. So I was like, I took them over to her, and I said, "I'm not interested in buying these at $5, but I know that you said I just overheard you saying you were looking for them. Here you go." And ended up being a nice little tag team situation. And so I was able to help her out. She was able to help me out, and it was win-win for both of us. She was getting rid of stuff, getting more shelf space for new items, and I was starting to fill up my cart, overflowing with items that I'm going to send into Amazon to sell for twice as much, 3 times as much, some stuff maybe even 4 times as much as I bought it for, because I was nice. I know I was in the right place at the right time, but the more times you're in different places, every once in a while you'll find that right place and right time situation where the stars align, and you have that type of situation. But you know what? If you keep to yourself, if you're rude, if you're selfish, if you're grumpy, these things aren't going to happen. It's when you're friendly, when you're helpful, when you're nice, and just being just a positive, uplifting, helpful human being, that these things start to come back to you and will help you. So that's just a quick little success story of what I was able to experience. And this is not the first time anything like this has happened. It happens all the time. When you're able to develop relationships with department managers, with store employees, things start to really happen. Sometimes I'll have a card with my name and number on it, and I'll give it to an employee, and I'll, tell them, hey, if you have more deals like this, let me know. I get texts every now and then from managers from different stores saying, "Hey, we have a new sale. It's going to start tomorrow. I rearrange my schedule to try to go get it out." Or, "We have a sale starting next week," and they're letting me know. Or, "We got some new clearance stuff." Not new clearance, but stuff that's new to the clearance section. That they start letting me know these things. One other quick tip before I let you go about sourcing at Walmart. Some of the best times to source at Walmart are at the beginning of the month, because each month Walmart stores get it's called markdown money. Each store gets a certain amount of money, and the managers divide that up into the different departments, and different departments have markdown money that they can mark down their prices with. And so at the beginning of the month, the first week of the month is usually the best time to ask for additional discounts. I've been in Walmarts before where they had like a whole aisle full of Lego toys, and I said, "You know what, I'll buy every single Lego if I can get an additional 50% off." They looked at their markdown money, they were like, "Done, let's do this," and we were able to do really well. In fact, that was, I think, last year, maybe the year before, right before Q4, and we were able to sell it really quickly. So be nice, be kind, be helpful. It will help you in the long run. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. You know what? If you like this video, you can scroll down, give us a thumbs up, you can comment, leave us a question, and in the description below, you can even see any of the links we talked about in this video. And if you want more information about turning part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon FBA, come over to the blog, fulltimefba.com. Be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming free trainings delivered right to your inbox. Anyway, have a great day. God bless. Bye.